have a vision for faction warfare to become a core activity for players living on the royal continent. It should be a simple thing to get in as a beginning player, and it should be an exciting feature for veterans who prefer to play on the royal continent to continuously engage in. And our idea is to have it feel more like a realm.
Welcome to Albion TV presents the AO Daily Show, your source of real news in an unreal world, keeping you up to date on the latest news, events, and the great community of Albion Online. Today is Thursday, the 7th of May, 2020, and I am your host, Shozen, and joining me today, as always, my co-host, Bogul. How you doing, my friend?
Hello, sir. I'm doing good. It's another one of these days. We just had our ZVZ show, and I'm ready to talk more about patch 9. Or no, patch 11? Patch season 9?
Season 9 patch. The season 9 patch. Like, Bogle, remember, like, before this patch came out and we were getting all the announcements for this patch, I kept telling Bogle that, like, these numbers were going to be interesting and we were going to get confused. And he's like, I don't see anything here. And I'm like, okay. What patch are we on, Bogle?
Queen patch 11, but that's the patch for season 9. Yeah. That's what we're going to talk about in the show today. Specifically, some of the content that we did not get to talk about yesterday. But first things first, I think we have a few PSAs and news to go over really briefly, and then we can dive right into it. Do you dive into things or in things?
Can you dive into a patch? Or do we delve into a patch? I think we delve.
Can you wobble?
You don't wobble in. Well, you do wobble into things, but that's not the same way. It's like...
Oh, all right.
We know how Bogul is passing the time here during lockdown, everybody. I hear you can still buy booze. So... brief PSAs. All right, the Morgana challenge is back, Bogul. You can get your Raven.
Yes, the beautiful one.
I like this one. It's gorgeous. It's cool.
That one.
Big black bird.
I think it scares people
flies.
too. Yeah,
it does. It has a fear. When it first came out, it was devastating. It was used for everything from ganking to city fights. You used to be able to take this into the 20v20 city fights, because for some reason it wasn't classified as a battle mount.
Ooh.
So good. It's so good. So many people have tons of these because they know how to use them. And they will probably pick him a bunch more because the price is about to go down on a very fantastic mount. And whether you do the work to earn them yourself or go buy them, I suggest getting a bunch of them. They're an awesome mount. Let's see. Anything else you want to talk about in the Morgana challenge, or is the mount really the big deal? I know you like the avatar ring on this one.
No, I'm at the time now where I just salvage these. So I'm fine.
You have them all. Yeah. You don't salvage the bird, please.
No. But other PSAs, I think we do have.
There's some issues, Bogul.
Uh-oh.
Some known issues. And there's a thread for that, and we wanted to let people know that there's a thread for the Queen Patch 11 known issues. So if you are experiencing some issues, you have some problems, say, I don't know, you can't delete all of your messages in the mail, head over here to the known issues thread, and you can find out if the issue that you are having is known about. And guess what? They know about the mail.
There has been a hotfix today, 11.2. But you can only have 2 pages of messages and delete all. So it's still
it's a step in the right direction, Bogul. It's a hot fix. It's like one of those fixes that you don't even. It doesn't.
I think with the next hotfix, we'll just delete all the mail. How about that?
No. Just the market, please. Because I have some mail that I need to keep that's not market related. Like, how else am I supposed to e-date?
In Discord?
No, you don't want those girls getting a hold of you instantly. You have to make them wait. All right. So on to casinos and gambling. Regarding casinos and gambling, they've made some decisions on that, right?
Mm-hmm. It's no longer Gucci. I think that's how you.
No, it's not allowed.
It's not cool anymore. No.
Yeah. So if there are games of chance, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and there's silver on the line,
Mm-hmm.
you can't do that.
Oh.
But you know what they did, Guy?
No.
They turned it from games of chance into games of skill.
Do you mean the casinos?
Yeah, the casinos.
Oh. Think that will work?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I don't think it's going to fool anybody. I don't think the guy with the band button is going to go, oh, I see what you did here. The semantics are beautiful. You can keep your lovely gold-selling site. Go, keep it. Have fun. No, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. Goodbye. It was an interesting experiment while it lasted. It was, however, home to too many scammers, and that is a little bit of an issue. And of course, the whole, being illegal in certain jurisdictions and stuff, it's also a thing. So if you are somebody who wants to read all the details in that and some use cases specifically, fringe cases, read the thread. There's a little bit more info about that. I linked it in Twitch chat. Take a look.
Cool. Excellent. Another PSA, Bogul.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fame boost.
Yay.
People like to get extra fame, right?
I lost it. I lost the fame boost. All right.
No, it's right there. It's
I know, but I don't have it open, so I'm like.
Okay, it's one of those. I put it in the notes. That's the population update. That's a good one.
There we go. Fame boost.
Population update is a good one. I got to tell you, by the way, that makes me giggle every time I look at it.
Yeah, on the top left of your screen, you can still see that nice icon. 25% additional fame for all activities, excluding Tomes of Insight and PvP fame. Time remaining 3 days, 14 hours as of this very moment. Go use it while it's hot.
I'm sorry, Bogul.
Huh?
I hate to interrupt you,
Okay.
but just to prove that this show isn't a rerun, I'm reading chat that says, I swear this show is a rerun.
Listen.
Well, so we came back. We had a lot of news to go over, guys.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of it. We want to make sure that everybody gets all this news. There are a lot of PSAs. We're not going into any of this in depth today. We want to get through the second half of the patch. We're almost there. We're almost there, Bogul. We just have like 1-2 more PSAs.
I think that's just a hidden question if you can open a raffle, honestly.
Oh, is that what it is? It's like his way of hinting that I should probably open a raffle to prove. Oh, well, there is a raffle open, Bogul.
Oh.
Yeah, we have 27 people in it right now.
Okay.
Any one of those 27 people could win.
Okay. Well, see, chat, what I did for you. Yes.
Nothing, because it was already going, Bogul. You gave them a live update.
Sure. Ends maintenance Monday, May 11th. Go fame, sirs.
Yeah, go hit that fame. It's a good 25% bonus right now. You want to get that. It's always good to hit the fame bonus. We won't go into depth on it about like how it used to be in the glory days of fame bonusing, but pro tip.
In Bridge Watch, there is currently a stonemason plot owner war going on, and rates are plummeting if you ever wanted to do stone refining or push that. It's weird. The auctions just ended, and now everybody suddenly is at like 10% tax because somebody's like, oh, this is how the system works. And then everybody's like, listen, you actually got to join the cartel, and then we set the prices, and you can't just
tell you how much you have to set it at in order to make a profit, because according to our math, you're not making any money. And he's like, what are you talking about, boys? I'm making it hand over fist over here. And they're like, no. What you don't understand is that's not profit.
Yes.
Okay, so moving on to the season 9 schedule.
It is a thing that has been released for quite a while, so it should be publicly known information. But the big thing to remind people of is that Guild Season 9 begins Saturday, May 16th, which is very soon. And if you need to know more, or if your guild officer has not announced any plans for Season 9 yet, link him that thread and go, hey, sir, guild Season 9, do we do something? Because if you are looking to do stuff in Season 9, maybe looking at when to do things is a good thing. And you can read all the details in this very thread. It's a lot.
Are you saying there's some changes coming up and there's a ton of them? And
we should probably talk about these.
Yeah, why don't we talk about those Crystal League adjustments? Do you want to talk about the new rewards first, or because that's new news today that we can get through really quick, and that's a new bit of news, Bogul, that just came out today. We have changes to rewards.
Well, we do have the announcement of what the Season 9 guild rewards will be, right? At first, we sort of just knew that some things on the top end will change, but now we actually have the official announcement. We get as usual, avatar for Season 9, an avatar ring, and a battle mount. And this time around, it's a ancient ent, a tree mount. You can ride trees now. Is that?
I think that you can ride trees. Yeah. Well, so when we were all, I hope when we were all little kids, at some point, some of us found a tree and then tried to climb that tree. In this scenario, that tree you climbed gets up and walks away and then heals people.
Cool.
Yeah, right? I know. I think it looks pretty cool. I like anything that mixes up what we already have for mounts. And I like that we keep adding additional battle mounts instead of just reskins every season. Yes, we can't come up with a new one for every single monthly reward, and those are on a cycle. But it is nice to see that the seasons themselves still get new battle mounts. And this one looks really creative. It looks very different. I like the concept art for it.
Right. It's just concept art at this point in time because it's, as we know, it's not done yet. It's 3 months away before they actually have to have them all ready. So usually they finish that up, a month or two before the season ends. But the idea of having a heal and support mount, as announced, is pretty cool. That's new and different for battle mounts, maybe except for the Raven. Or no, the Eagle, the Battle Eagle, I think it's called. Yeah.
The support. Yeah.
And that mount will be awarded to guilds who reach silver rank or higher during Season 9. And there are some details as to what you need to get that.
Yeah, because those went up, didn't they? Now, on the other notes that we have, if you want to pop over to the other notes, the changes to Season 9, we can see what the season points requirements were for this season. Because I'm going to tell you, Bo, the only one I can remember off the top of my head is 180 to 240 for crystal rank. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember how much it is to get gold. Says
there we go. Yeah. It changed from the thresholds, right? Moved from for crystal 180 to 240, 60 to 275, and silver 15 to 20, and bronze 35 to 5. And that is, I think, for the reason of allowing mobs to have season points as well, correct?
Yeah, there's more. Once again, it seems like they're adding ways to gain season points. And so instead of rebalancing all the other items in the game to have a new value of season points, they just said, you know what? Now that we've added more ways to get season points, once again, we're going to raise the threshold. And that's what they've continuously done. When they add new ways to get season points, so more of your general activity will get you season points. They just made it cost more to get crystal. And there were discussions on making this even more difficult to gain crystal, like only a certain number would be allowed to get crystal. But it seems like they've just raised it significantly and put even greater distance between gold and silver. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
In the there we go. In the news post, there is also the information as to, you can see who gets what here. So if you want to check that out. And there is information about additional top 5 rewards on here, namingly or specifically that if you make first place in the season, let's see if that's big enough, people can see it, you get a 5% fame buff for gathering and PvE for 90 days.
Oh, look at that.
You get an additional, the Crystal Battle Mount chest that contains a random old battle mount.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a copy of the Conqueror's Hall statue as a placeable furniture item. And of course, as the first place of the season, you get to choose what the statue looks like. At least, I think, influence the design of it, which is cool.
Very cool. Yeah. We've seen some people have some interesting choices for that in the past. I still think my favorite one is the one that's got like the multiple like people working together to create a statue. I thought that was really good. Good old Arrow 404, snakes and whatnot. Got some good ones out there.
And, second to through fifth place all get that bonus. It's 4%, 3%, 1% less for these. And that's sort of the rewards for the very, very top end. But I don't think, since it's only 5 places who get that, it's a desirable thing to get to, but it's pretty tough, I think, for next season. I feel like next season is going to be one of the, higher contested ones, potentially.
I mean, yeah, I mean, having the difference between like, you get an additional battle mount for getting those top spots. And really, I don't know, like pulling those top spots out and really giving them more of a reward so that there is a difference between first and second place now. There is a difference between third and fourth place. Like you're going to see people really try to, get out of fifth place and maybe into fourth place, there's a big difference there. So I hope that these additional like, rewards really push people to get them, because too often we've seen like the top spots, like we saw this season where it was just given away before the season even got underway. It was already determined that Sex with X was going to be number 1, who was going to get number 2, who's going to get number 3.
I mean, they did a lot of work to get there, though. So
oh yeah, but the group itself had already pretty much determined, and by halfway through the season, we could see how things were going. So I don't know. I hope this pushes guilds to actually work for it and get past their alliance mates.
But there are other Season 9 changes. Not only is the schedule a little different, specifically for the Crystal League matches, which give season points. I think we already mentioned the season points for Elite enemies. That's the PvE bosses and, veteran bosses in the static dungeons. The overall structure stays the same. You have 3 invasions, 1 at the start and 2 in the middle of the season. One thing that's new is that right before the invasions, the energy point storage feature is introduced, meaning that over the season you collect points, and some of that can be stolen from towers in the Outlands if they get conquered or taken from.
Yeah, like taken right before the season ends, or not the season ends, the invasion period ends. So the season is broken up into 3 periods between invasion days, and at the end of the invasion period, the owner of that tower gets the siphoned off energy. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm wondering what kind of effect that will have, and see if people really go for those towers right at the end, because traditionally what we've seen is Bogul is right before invasion day. Nobody gives two beans for those towers, Bogul. They don't care.
Well,
why fight over something that you can just get back tomorrow?
Well, now you can fight over these and steal a bunch of energy and deny your opponent some more energy as well.
Right, and you want to keep it so that you don't let your opponent take it from you. There's a couple of good things in there, and I hope towards the end of that month-long period that we really do see a pickup in activity as people try to take those high-end towers away. Like, somebody's going to be going for that T8 tower at the end of the season. People are going to have to defend those. There's going to be some contested towers, I think. I'm looking forward to it.
Same, yeah. Other changes for Season 9, what do we have? Let's look. Or do we have anything else before we look at the crystal? I think that's the next thing we wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah, let's look at the crystals really quick here.
Let's see. Where is it? Territory battle start. That's what we just talked about. All the details in here. Territory point and siphon energy storage. That's what we just did. And then
we wanted to talk about the schedule, really.
Yeah. I mean, first, I think the Crystal League adjustments is what you mean, right? Where now, first things first, the level 1s, for example, are not longer full loot.
Right. That's I guess the first thing we should probably talk about. They're very easy to get into. They're cheap. You get in. It's not full loot. Non-lethal. Basically, you can just go in and bang, right?
I mean, you need 4 friends. So
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but it's like it's even hard capped at 900 IP. So it's like even bringing better gear isn't going to give you an advantage. So you're not going to be going against anybody who can bring something better than you. Everybody is at the same level gear-wise, no matter what. You're not going to lose it. So you can bring something that is going to get you to that 900 hard-capped IP. Pick the gear that you want to play as and give it a go.
I think that might also incentivize more guilds to level up their tower a little bit, at least to level 2. Because it's much cheaper, much easier to do. And maybe that will probably raise the average tower level over the season for a little bit, probably. But yeah, you can also now buy level 1 through 3 tokens directly from the energy manipulator. Previously, you had to buy the first one and you had to level it up by winning a match, and now you can straight up start with level 3. And if you win a level 3 and do that from a level 1 tower, you still get to level up that tower, and it's all good and nice. And it's sort of, the intention is to sort of separate the teams a little bit. And I hope it works. It's always it's a tough call, but I'm looking forward to seeing more diversity, and some of the complaints were previously that the level 3s didn't really get a showing often. So now that should be better, I think, especially for the higher teams, and the lower ones shouldn't have to deal with,
No, they need to, get to go against somebody at their skill level or closer to it, not people who are just grinding through and just getting as many matches as they can in. And unfortunately, since everybody was playing at level 1, that's where the good players would go.
Yeah. The rewards have undergone a little bit of balancing. No need to talk about that. I mean, it went down significantly from 34 million silver for winning a level 9 to only 5 million silver.
That's a huge difference right there.
But it's pushed down towards the bottom or middle a little bit, so the point rewards should be more obtainable, I feel like. And that's an interesting.
Well, there's a lot more middle tier matches right now, and that's something we can talk about in a moment. But there's more matches in general, so the prize pool had to come from somewhere, because you just don't want to add even more reward to the game. You have to kind of make sure that it's kind of balanced. And so they took it out of the top, which was getting a lot. Those guys got a lot. Let's be real clear. They got a lot. So half the season points, 1/7 the silver. Big changes there. But it sounds like there's going to be more opportunities to get involved in all the middle tier ones. It goes from twice a week on T4s to every other day for T4s. Now we have T5s instead of once a week, every other. Twice a week. We have level 6s every week, 7s every week, 8s. Every month. Every other. every month now instead of at the end. And then the only one that is once a season is at level 9.
Oh, enabled scrim matches for the Crystal Realm map. So you can scrim on the Crystal Realm map now too as well. That's cool. The exact schedule for the Crystal League with all the changes, and the daily schedule is also available at a different location. It's in the developer statements subsection of the forum, and there you can see the information again. If I zoom out a little bit here, with all the changes, the different prize pools and the match frequency, which is the interesting thing. You just mentioned it. You can also see the difference, and you can see the exact times listed here on the schedule. There you go. Take a look at that, because it can be a little bit, confusing to find the right time.
Yeah, it's we have issues, our own issues with those 4s being every other day. We're like, what are we covering? Because we are going to be trying to cover a lot more crystals, aren't we, Bogul? We're going to be trying to cover basically every Saturday, right?
Yeah, we usually have our Tuesday crystal show anyways. So that is going to stay, and we get to watch some amazing 4s and 3s and 4s. No, 3s and 5s and 4s and 5s on Tuesday. And then you mentioned it, on Saturdays, we will be pretty regularly showing the higher levels as well.
Yeah. And the nice thing about all these higher level matches now is that they also have been moved to that half hour. No longer do you have to wait a whole hour. So for our show, less downtime, which makes me thrilled, because that just means we have more live content and we can do twice as much live content in half the time. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Some more live matches. We've found ways to just get more coverage of the Crystal Leagues. You guys really enjoyed the finals. A lot of people showed up to watch those. It was one of our highest rated shows ever. So we want to find a way to bring you more of those high-end matches and see what we can do for high-end competitive gameplay and bring it to you on a regular basis.
Yeah, the times for that we will be covering these here on Albion TV is on Saturdays, usually 20 or 20:30 UTC. And on Tuesdays, it's going to stay at the same time slot that we have as well. It's 20 UTC, yeah. And that's every Saturday. Whew. Wow.
Bogul is just like, he's realizing what that means for him here, everyone. He's just like, yeah, I agree to this. Yeah, it sounds fine. Every Saturday, you got it. 20 UCC. Oh boy, that's every Saturday. Oh boy. And don't forget Bogul. Also doing Invasion Days.
Great. And Sundays, we are also covering the
also covering
level 8s on Sundays, 19 UTC. Yeah.
So we'll be around a lot more often for these crystals.
I think so.
Yeah. You'll get to see your favorite casters, Lupak and Tazik, on a more regular basis. We'll have Tazik hopefully on all the Tuesdays and Lupak on the Saturdays. We're trying to figure it all out. We're still hammering out the details.
Nice.
But yeah, we're going to have a lot of crystals. I'm looking forward to it. From here, where do we want to go in the notes, Bogul?
Let's see. I jumped around.
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, we still have a few things in terms of the patch notes that we should discuss. I think the thing that we haven't hit yet is the durability loss on the number of attackers. So that is a change. Let me find this while you explain what they changed there so I can show it.
So basically they made it when more people attack now, you take much more durability loss, and it's on a sliding scale, and it's on a RNG as well. So Bo, bring that up as a chart, because I'm going to be honest, I can't tell you at what number of players you have to have in order to start the sliding scale of damage.
I lost it. I'll have to look for it. Patch notes, patch 11. There you go. It is a. I mean, some people were complaining. Well, actually, I don't know why they introduced that. Do you know why they introduced this change?
Not exactly. I imagine it has to do with like taking the silver sync and aiming it at the higher end groups when you have a situation where there's a group that can make a huge amount of profit because of its regular gameplay. Like, say, they go do ZVZs, they generally win, they go back home, and they have a lot of profit from this. And that is their main source of profit, like, just because it's such a regular source. And while other guilds all have to have an expenditure on this, they don't. And so this is something that I know, like, everybody else is going to go, no, it hurts me even more because, blah, 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 I win so infrequently. Yeah, but that's not where you're making your profits from. Your profits are coming from another direction, and you're not going to spend as much of your total earnings on repair as a high-end group such as like a BA or something, or a CIR, who will spend a lot more on repair because they win at a higher rate and get a lot more gear, and so they'll spend more gear, more money on repair, whereas you're not really spending a lot on repair because you're giving out your gear because you're dying. It's not going to hit you as hard. So
if you die, you lose your gear anyway, right? So
yeah.
One thing I think to clarify: durability loss means not the chance to trash, which completely destroys the item. No, durability loss means the damage an item takes. If an item has 0 durability, it can still be repaired.
Yes.
And the change is here now to increase the durability loss percentage, depending on how many people attack you, with a chance between, if 11 plus people attack you. I think that's where people get all freaked out. They're like, wait, it has a durability loss of 50 to 100% durability loss during a ZVZ, because every ZVZ is going to be like 11 plus people hitting you. So ZVZ gear will take a 50 to 100% durability loss. And that is, like, for people who get a lot of gear, that's going to hit their pocketbooks pretty significantly. Yeah, do you know, or does chat know, if in a typical ZVZ the actual, people who hit you are, 11 plus, like every single time, or is that just because the scale seems a little weird to me? It's like, all right, it's a little built for ganking. Okay, I can see it in the lower, but then it just goes 11 plus, boom. And I'm just curious whether or not you really every time.
I'm going to give you a picture of what this looks like, Bogul.
Okay.
That's some gear that was picked up by Conflict last night.
Okay.
So if you notice all those red ones, that's, I believe, under 20% durability. So that means that a lot of them were hit with at least over 11%, you would think, or 11 people, sorry. And so they all took over 50% durability loss on all those, because they're yellow and red. That's a lot of durability loss on those. So yeah, I mean, there's one that's green.
I mean, what do you do with these then? Do you just trash them, or do you salvage
them?
You
repair them.
I mean, that's the whole point. You need to figure out whether or not it's worth repairing these then, right?
Well, I think to Funstealer he paid $1 million to repair it. You can then sell that for more. Yes, it's going to cut your profits. Yes, it will cost you more if all you're doing is recycling it, which a lot of these guilds are doing for ZVZs. A lot of this just goes right back into their own ZVZ pool for when they go out. So it's a cost of doing business. It's going up. And this will, one of the chats, I think, now it won't be worth it to gank low tier people anymore. Nope. I think that's the ganking usually isn't done with 11 plus people. I mean, sometimes it is. Sometimes. I don't think of that as good ganking. I like to go with 3 people and go after small groups and go after high value targets. And generally you go after people who look like
you call your 20 best friends and you sit at a gate and you just wait. You play some games and then randomly a dude shows up and everybody goes like, all right, that one. And then you just go back to drawing pictures of arch or something. I think that's how ganking works.
Okay.
Maybe
Well,
some singing,
I do
some
it.
karaoke.
We don't stay in one spot. We move around the map. We actually look for targets. We use our ears still. We also wear our headphones and still waiting to hear that dismounting sound because it still travels. There's still ways to do it. Yeah, but there are a lot of people who gank in 11+. I just don't think it will destroy ganking. I don't think ganking is really done all that much in 11+ people for profit. I think it's more for mining salt. Like, if you're ganking with 20 of your friends, you're not each worrying about how much stuff you bring home at the end of the day. It's more about, like, how much salt you can generate over a given period of time.
And as we all know, salt is immeasurable in value.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much you're paying for that salt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, the discussion is towards, whether or not it's worth that activity to you if your gear trashes so much. And that's all right. Like, if you have to reevaluate, what you're doing and whether or not it's worth, then it's both a balancing and a personal choice sort of thing in the end. And that's, it's interesting. And if it's really tuned too badly, then it will be changed. Yeah.
I just think this is like a silver. Like, too often the silver sync in this game end up hurting the little guy the most, just like with taxes. So this is think of this as corporate taxes.
Nice.
Hitting the big fat cats, or this is on like investment profits. I don't know. It's something that's aimed at some of the people who are succeeding, not the guys who are getting beaten down every day.
The N+1 taxation.
Yeah. The more gear you have gained, the more you'll pay. So, all right. What other? We have the next one on the list. We did the thresholds. Okay. We didn't do the alliance penalties, did we?
No, I think we skipped over these.
Yeah, let's hit those.
These are on the there you go. Season 9 penalties. Siphon energy drain. The penalty still starts at 10 territories, but now increases in increments of 3%. And you get less siphon energy if you have 10 or more territories.
Right.
Okay. You also get a fame and silver penalty if you have 20 or more territories.
Which is change because it used to also be at 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the one that people were really freaking out about because for some reason when they saw their fame go down, they lost their business. They were like, no! Get rid of those towers! We don't need towers!
Who has 20 territories?
Rack did.
True. So to me, this just looks like a psychological. It's like, I don't know. A 1% penalty in silver and fame is like nothing. But psychological is like you have that thing on your top left screen or just below your character, and you go like, penalty.
I think it is. I think it's a psychological beatdown. Really, I think it's just like seeing it every day, and you're like, I can't do it. I'm losing progress. I don't know, man.
If it works, it works, I guess.
Yeah. So I guess we have some the increased fame, silver, and respawn timers for high-level enemies that have occurred because we just have so many more players. There's just... Bogul, do you have that chart available with the more players real quick? You can just click on that real quick so the players can see it.
Population update, daily active accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like more.
A bunch more, yes.
And so for the time being, we're trying to save you guys time waiting by making the respawns going up. And this also affects like some really important things like solo dungeons. The respawn rate of solo dungeons has gone up. So instead of waiting like, what was it, 6 minutes? It's 1.
Wow.
Yay! That's good.
I guess.
We can all clap for that. I mean, honestly, there are And it really is, honestly, if you go into the Royals right now, the Royals are very overcrowded because it's largely people in the newer areas overcrowding, and you really want those players to get like some kind of experience in the game and what it can offer other than just chopping down what is it? What's the one that everybody needs? Bogul, the red tree?
Uh-huh.
Which one's the red tree? Chestnut?
Chestnut.
Yeah, there's more to this game than chopping down chestnut.
There is some. I got lost for some reason. I was reading the thing, and it's like the thing I was showing on screen, right? It says rewards for killing elites, blah blah blah, have increased. Fame has increased. Overall window in which given veteran mob can respawn has increased. I was like, what? That's the opposite of what you just said. But that's the veteran mobs who respawn slower but give more fame. But you were talking about the solo dungeons, which is
I was talking about the solo dungeons. Yeah, that's not in here. This is actually talked about later as in other changes. But for me, I see a connection between like mob spawn timers and changes to fame to add stuff in the overworld, so there's more stuff in the overworld to kill, as well as the changes to solo dungeons to make them spawn quicker after they've been used up. Like it now, there's constantly just new solo dungeons respawning. Go check them out. If you're finding that there were every solo dungeon you went into had like the chests ratted or something, go in now. Like now, just go check them. There's way more. I've been doing solo dungeons on my phone. We talked about the phone yesterday. I'm going to talk about it for like a minute today.
All right.
I really enjoy playing with the joystick, the virtual joystick, and the little thumb buttons and the targeting and stuff. I don't know how I would feel about it in PvP, like ZVZ specifically, or like a GVG where you really have to change targets very quickly and have like an immediate like click onto your target. It's a little funky with your thumb like reaching into the center of the screen. Maybe if you had a smaller phone, but then it would be harder to see. I really enjoyed playing the PvE. I really thought it would only be for farming. It's not. It was fun for some solo dungeons and some roaming mobs. I got it right. Did you hear that, Bogul? Roaming mobs. I got that one right that time.
Yeah, there is some more stuff in here. In terms of changes, and I wanted to briefly mention the I mean, everybody can see it already, right? The updated mail system. The building interface has also undergone a rework, and I actually saw something on the forums today on the city icons, right? That aren't really popular. The city, click.
I know some people don't like them, but I still like them, Bogul. Minority.
I think Korn went to the forums and said they will for now revert them to the old style and give it another try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feels bad, man.
The carry capacity display is also different now. So if you are overloaded, you're over 100% and not weirdly below 200, or just it was strange before, but now it should be more clear. Some of the armors had their icons reordered because they make more sense in that way. Where you have the same one that's shared across the three different armors, like the knight's armor, the guardian's armor, and the third one, soldier's armor, all have the same spell, and that's at the same position now, and it's not mixed up anymore. That's nice. That's good to see. And the some nice icons are new. The dagger E, the frost off Q, a bunch of shiny things we get there. I didn't see any terrain visibility improvements. I don't know, but maybe did you run into, or did you not run into any more stones or something? Because the patch says there is no obstructing stones of stuff anymore.
I haven't had any problems with stones in a. I haven't collected any stones. Right. I mean, I'll be honest. I did notice. This is the one thing I did notice about the phone that was a little jarring, was that when you highlight a like a craft, like not a harvestable object, it really lights up. It really, like, it gets highlighted something fierce. And when the first time a stone did that, I was a little shocked. I'll be honest. I was like, "What the heck?"
Magic stone.
All right. Yeah.
Oh,
but I do like it on my phone, and but I do think it's how do you say it? Like not for everybody or for every activity, but there are a lot of activities in which it's enjoyable and it works. And so far, I've had a great time doing it. And while the activities that I'm doing now aren't my favorite activities to do in the game, I'm kind of enjoying some of my lesser enjoyed activities, the ones that I had to do so much throughout my 6 years of playing this game, that it almost feels a little new playing them in a different way. I have done so much PvE in this game that doing it in a different way, it's kind of nice.
Have you done some farming recently?
No.
Because
I'll be honest, I have not. I heard about the piggies.
I want to play this. So somebody went to Reddit. Somebody went to Reddit and it's like, guys, what is this? And then he's like, he's picking up, or he's clicking on a piglet, right? And then when I play the sound, it's.
Is that the sound of arch zerglings going into battle? And apparently you can't mute these piglets, right?
No. It's
like it's not working in the audio slider, like
no.
The piggies don't mute.
No. I think that's is that fixed already?
Every now and then, like, a bug gets into the game, Bogul. Like they're not, the guys over there at SBI aren't perfect. They're just pretty good. They're real good. I'll give them credit. They're real good, and they've dropped a few really nice patches on us in the last year.
Yes.
But they also made the piggy squeal. It's too good. It's too good. Man, I can't wait for the Vetus remix of that.
Ew. Like, no. I mean, you know, Vitas and stuff are cool.
All right, we need to pull some raffles there, Bogul, and head out of here.
Sorry.
I think it's
sorry, Vitas. Sorry.
Pato91, you have won the raffle. Gunner, spelled with the wrong letters and numbers, because there are technically no numbers in Gunner, but there are in that Gunner. Gunner, you have won the raffle. Benjo, not you, has won the raffle. We have another one.
Do you? How far?
Nene, Kslav, Nenexlov, you have won the raffle. All right, now if you guys have been pulled in the raffle, there is something that you need to do in order to claim your prize. What you need to do, and this is difficult, this is not easy, this is where everybody gets thrown off. You need to whisper me. On Twitch. Right there, Shozen1. See that guy right there who just typed in chat? That's me, Shozen1. Whisper me, you claim your prize. Bang, done. Now,
if you don't know
this
how to
is where
whisper,
we're already seeing somebody getting thrown off here. How do I whisper? He asks.
I think
you're going to want to do. Yeah.
Never mind. You can explain it. It's
you'll left click on the name, and then a box pops up, and there are boxes on that box. One of those boxes has letters on the box that say whisper. Click on that box, and that opens up another box. On that additional box, there's a little box on that box where you can type into it. That's where you type, "Hi, I won," and then you get a raffle.
Uh,
The 17 people who just sent me messages that did not win the raffle. There's a step before messaging me that you need to do in order to win the raffle. You need to be drawn by Mootbot. Then I say your name, and then you whisper me. It's a process.
I mean, I guess it's one of the checks that if you manage to whisper Shozen, then you're truly deserving of.
You either won a raffle or you're brave. One of the two things. So let's go over these one more time. The winners are Nenexlov. You have won the raffle. Pato91, Gunner with V's and E's and threes, something like that. I think it's Gunner. Benjo, not you. You have all won the raffle. And many of you have already figured out how to whisper me, as well as many people who did not win. Congratulations to all of you for your mad clicking skills. I love you all. Congratulations.
We do have 5 shoutouts. Do you want to do these? Quick?
Yeah, let's do those.
Nosk TV says, please remove the confirmation for picking up a cow.
Probably should. You don't need... You just want that cow, right?
Yeah, you don't want to confirm.
You wouldn't have clicked on it if you didn't want it.
Well, I click on things all the time.
I do too. I'm terrible. I'm just a mad clicker. All right.
Rampant Staff says, change plot icons, please! ! Thank you for your feedback. We're looking into that. I think that's...
Bogul will do it this weekend. I'll put it on his list of things to do. We'll say, Bogul, be really sweet.
I was quoting Korn. Korn now goes to the forums, and then instead of just doing no reply or just a lengthy reply, he just goes, thank you for your feedback. We're looking into that. It's nice, but also it's like...
Should I get a copy and paste of that for when I'm working as a GM and anybody asks me anything ever?
Yes, I think that's the strategy.
I like it.
It's like signaling, all right, we saw this.
I saw what you did there, but I didn't care.
Canadian Boy 3 says, please take away the confirmation for picking up animals ×2.
Oh, okay. We'll look into that. Thank you for the suggestion.
Thank you for your... The Zalbang says 1.
I think he was trying to do an exclamation point and forgot to shift. He was trying to shout out himself.
Funstealer asks, with the changes to crystal points, with more on the low end, how do you think a guild like Native that focuses on the 5 versus 5 has a lot of teams will perform in the season?
That's a good question. We do have a lot more points available for mid-tier teams. And since they aren't trying to, it's not like all the points are backloaded like we saw this season. We saw what getting those points does for a team, as we saw Final Order get a huge increase in its final days. Pushing them up into the top 5. Break them in the top 10, conceivably. I don't see why not. They'll have to do other work too. I mean, I don't think they can do it just with crystals, but you could see somebody who, if you had enough teams right now, sure, you could do some work. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. We'll end up watching them on the Crystal League shows for sure. Then we'll have a better idea.
I think we should get a pretty good idea of that, like within 2 or 3 weeks of the season. Maybe by the time we had, 2 or 3 weekends. Yeah. Interesting.
For sure, by the end of the first month, by the second invasion day, we'll have a good idea. All right. Is there anything else we want to do before we head out of here, Bogul?
No, we did the raffles, we did the shoutouts, we did the patch. I guess we can talk about tomorrow a little bit and then head out. Hello?
Yeah. What? Ooh, what?
What? Who? What?
I heard it out. I was trying to read what chat was saying,
Uh-huh.
and it didn't make any sense. Like I'm reading a sentence that doesn't make any sense. And usually I can listen to you, Bogul, hear that you're making sense, and read something that makes sense and have two like separate statements in my head. But if like one of the statements doesn't make sense, I don't understand what either person said. And
no.
I'm currently okay.
I was
Try
asking
that
about
again.
tomorrow. I was just trying to plug the show that we have tomorrow, because tomorrow
Oh, you mean the newbie?
Well, I guess.
Yeah, we have a newbie show tomorrow.
That's a regular
Yeah, we're
thing.
gonna go ahead.
That's a regular thing. I was just saying that now every, I think, Wednesday and Friday, we will try to have a newbie sort of onboarding process where we bring together people who randomly got lost in the process, bring them together with guilds into fame farms or other activities. And we'll feature a bunch of guilds here on Albion TV who are sort of into the new player
experience. Yeah. Right now, I believe we have 2 guilds that will be joining us tomorrow. We have the Fricks, who I believe are recruiting. And we have Brave Newbies, who shockingly didn't have any shout outs today. So I almost feel like we need to say, what's your fun per hour? Check out bravenewbie.com.
Is that the website? Yeah. Brave. I think it's something aligned something.
Oh, is it a shoot? Anybody got an old shout out?
I think the problem is that it's confusing because people might know the Brave Newbies from Eve. So we shouldn't direct people to like the Brave Newbies from Eve, because that would be confusing. It's like,
I know Albion News 24 is hooked up with those guys, and I remember that website, albionnews24.com.
Yeah, well,
they are not actually Brave from Eve Online, but they are run by many former Eve players, and they have gotten permission from the Brave Newbies to use that same name here before they even like took it here. They asked for permission and got it, and many of the members of that group are very well known in the Eve community. So yeah, they're good guys. I enjoy working with them. Very newbie oriented and new player. Like, they just want people to enjoy playing the game, which is something I really like. So yeah, it's a continuation of that kind of mentality from Eve, of really just trying to make new players, how do I say it, like get a leg up in the game, just get to the mid tier. It's not about end game content for them. It's about just getting a step up, and I like that. And they're a pretty good community. I've enjoyed playing with them and doing some Drunken Fame Farm karaoke. Maybe we can get Bogul doing that with us one day. Drunken Bogul karaoke. Subscriber only content right there.
Chinese songs?
Sure.
Deal.
Bye, Joe. Let's get it on.
Yeah. There's one guy in chat, E Nasty, who asks, hey, have you guys considered a battle arena 2 versus 2 or 3 versus 3 style with ranked, where there's no PvE mobs, you just come out of the gates like Warcraft? Yeah. Have you considered the idea?
They have.
They have.
But they chose not to. I think that would be the easiest answer for that, because I know there's a much longer answer to it about like the splitting of the player base and the fact that they have certain number of content dedicated to different group sets, and if they split it even further, then yada yada yada. But yeah, they have talked about stuff like that in the past, as these questions have come up on the roundtable a couple of times. They're often, if you go to the suggestions forums, you can see 7 or 8 different types of suggestions on that, and they all get basically the same responses. So if you want that response, I would rather you get it from them instead of me.
Yeah.
I'd rather give you good news.
One last thing I want to pick up from chat. Is there any news about Gathering? Hick Jonas asks, Retroman a quote-unquote game designer? doesn't answer on the forums, even though he started the thread.
Oh, poor Retro Man.
Yeah.
The abuse the guy gets.
Yeah. The guy's busy.
He's a little busy.
No, news on Gathering. There is I suppose in the Roads of Avalon feature, right? There are presumably areas of interest for gatherers, because a year back or so, or half a year back, we had the idea of gathering dungeons thrown around, and that sort of moved into the roads as far as I know. So I think that's the only real news we have on gathering stuff right now. Or unless you have any sort of things you remember there. Okay, well, then it's that.
Sorry, I'm trying to help people because they are having issues with. I'm going to just say this because it'll save me some time from trying to type this out. Gunnar, it says that you got it today, but I sent that to you in November, and I believe you already entered it. It just says today because it's Twitch messaging. You'll be getting a new code today, Gunnar. And so it's like you probably already entered that one, or if you didn't check your stuff since November when I sent that code, yeah, it probably expired. But no, you'll be to all the winners of the raffle. I'll be sending it probably tomorrow. In between our shows is when you'll get most of the gold codes. Gold codes don't go out right away. Sometimes it takes a little while to get them. There's some delay because I try to give everybody a window of opportunity to get into it. Because a lot of people miss the original message, and then their friend will say, "Hey, you missed it when you were, yada yada," and I get like 3 messages overnight. So raffles go out later. But I think that's it for today, Bogul. We're going to be back here tomorrow at 16:30 for the newbie show, at 19 UTC for the AO Daily Show. And at some point, we're going to try to do more ZVZ shows, including this weekend, where we're hoping to get some action with the Faction Fight team. And then we'll be back again on Tuesday with another week of Albion TV.
Goodbye. Have a good day. Have a good night. Enjoy your Albions. And see you tomorrow. Bye, Shozen.
Bye, Bo.